Hey YouTubers, this is Camo Prepper. What we're going to go through today is the bug out bag. For the people that don't know what a bug out bag is, it's a bag where you can stick away under the cupboard, and if any natural disaster was to happen, whether it be a flood, blackout or any other disaster, then you would have something to grab and get out as quick as possible. For some, obviously, they prefer to bug in, which is me. I prefer to bug in, but it's always there if you need it. This is why it's very important for preppers to have one, as well as the public and the community. I recommend that even if you do not take up prepping, is to have one of these. They're very, very important, especially in the last late with the floods and things like that. Okay, so what we're going to go through today, bear in mind this bug out bag. Okay, I've got a big family. I've got 5 kids and a wife, so the load will be shared. Okay, so you might find that obviously some items that you might think, where are they? Things like hygiene, more so the ration packs and water and things like that. My daughters and my wife will carry. I tend to carry most of the equipment, i.e. the knives, the compasses and things like that. So I'm going to take you through slowly why I've got these items, and by all means you can leave a comment at the bottom with a like as well. So this bag is a 35 litre bag. It's designed for between 48 hours and 72 hours. I don't plan to be out any longer, but what's in this bag would, if I had to be, would last beyond that as well. I have got equipment in here that could keep me in survival mode for a very long time as well. As I said, this is a 35 litre. It's camo green. This pure reason I chose this is because I can conceal myself away, because I have, where I live, there's tons of forests, and I can just hide away in there if I have to. Okay, so again, what you've got to look for a bug out bag is its durability. Okay, I tend to go for army gear for pure reason. It lasts longer and it's more trustworthy outside in the field. Okay, it contains 8 compartments, between 8 and 10 compartments. I tend to keep everything at the front that I need the most, i.e. the knives, some fire lighting equipment and things like that, right at the front, so I know exactly where it is at all times. Now, one side, always keep a knife to hand outside. Okay, again, it's a cheap and cheerful knife. It's only a Mora knife. It's probably cost me £10 at the most. You do not have to buy equipment that is 60, 70 to £100. It's a survival bag. As long as you're comfortable in wearing them and using them, it does not matter. Okay, so this is my knife. I have a puncher, okay, again on the outside in case it suddenly rains. Very important to keep dry, especially if you're out and about and you can camp outside as well. On the other side, I've got an axe. Okay, I'm looking to improve my axe. Okay, so this is the Draper axe at the moment. I'm looking to get a better one. Right, inside the bag again. Every bag will be different for everyone. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a single man or a married man, it will be different. Single man will end up carrying a bigger bag, probably a 75 litre one, so they can carry the ration packs and things like that by themselves. So bear in mind that. Right, on the front pouch, which is here, okay, at the front, again, I'm going by my name, my nickname, Camo Prepper. I carry concealment cream, okay, pure reason. It's fun for the kids as well. They love painting their faces, but also, if you need it, you can hide about in the forest and things like that. Very important to stay concealed. Right, my next compartment, I have a compass. This is an American style compass, what they use in the military. Again, this is, I think it's about £4 or £5. I try not to go for the cheap ones with this, because you want to rely on the compass very much for navigation and things like this. In this pouch, I carry binoculars. Again, very important if you're going on treks and you are on the run, maybe you can use this to look back and make sure there's no dangers ahead. Okay. Right. What I'm going to show you now, I'm going to explain why I carry these many. I tend to carry probably in the region of about 3 to 4 knives, if not more sometimes. The reason being is because I'm terrible at losing stuff. If I lose this knife that's on the side, I know for certain I've got one in my bag that I can use again. Okay, I've got the bear grills again in stores about 30 quid. I managed to pick this up off Cave Alaska for about £10, so thank you. Again, Western Upson gave me this knife. I treasure this most as well because it's 3-in-1. It's fire lighting. You've got your own little mini torch as well as a knife as well. They're all blades. Okay, really probably about 4 or 5 inches long. Very handy. I'm looking to get more knives as well. Now, these toe warmers. Now, I've got hand warmers in there as well. Toe warmers is brilliant as well, especially on the cold nights. You can stick them in your socks and you stay warm. It's beautiful stuff. Vaseline. Now you're probably thinking why I've got Vaseline at the front. For some people, obviously for the experience they probably would know. Vaseline for me, I use as a fire lighting. You stick it on some cotton wool and a cotton wool will burn 10 times longer. Very, very, very good. As well as obviously treating any ailments or things like that as well. So very handy. Again, there's a lot of ratio with prepping. You've got to understand that you tend to have everything in 3s. Okay, I sometimes have everything in 4s or 5s. I have torches like no tomorrow upstairs. I tend to have got 3 or 4 in this bag. I've got 2 torches, 1 head torch. Okay, again, cheap as chips. You don't have to spend 25-30 quid to buy a head torch as long as it works. That's not a problem. Okay, I've got a kinetic one as well. I have got batteries in here, just in case these run out. But always carry a kinetic torch, very important, especially when if anything does happen, batteries will be in short supply, so very, very important to have a kinetic torch. Right, the main compartment, so let's move this one aside. The main compartment, I've got 2 main compartments. We've got one at the front and a big main compartment at the back as well. So we're going to go into the one at the front at the moment. Okay. This one at the front, I tend to carry my cooking equipment and my fire lighting and things like that. The reason why I keep it in this part is because it keeps it reasonably dry. Okay. So, okay, I've got probably about 2 or 3 fire starting flints. Okay, 2 or 3. This one I use the most. It's a bit worn actually. I might need to replace it very soon. I use this quite a lot. I carry tinder with me. Okay, again, some people might not carry it. If you need to start a fire quick, if you're soaking wet and you struggle to find tinder, I've got a good way of starting tinder very quickly. It's only, I bought this from Asda, yeah, for all things. It was a big bag, it cost me 5 quid and it comes in these sort of sizes. Okay, and all I've done is I've just trimmed it down, cut it down into little tiny tinder, as you can see. Just show you, as you can see. Okay, so I can start a fire pretty quickly. Again, fire is very important to keep you warm. If you don't have fire, you can't cook either. Speaking of food, now food, come to that in a minute. Food again, try and get packet forms. Okay, all these, I love pasta and rice, so these are mostly rice and pasta, so try and stick to packets as much as possible. Obviously you cannot carry, fresh, you can carry fresh bacon and things like that for 24 hours, but for up to 72 hours, if not longer, it's not viable. You need good long life foods. Again, you can pick these up really cheap. There's nothing to it really. Speaking of batteries with the torch, I carry 1 packet of AA's, okay? I've also got a packet of AAA's as well, which I'll get to in a minute. Right. Just bear with me. Right, I carry books with me, okay? Excuse me. I carry the SAS Survival Guide. Very important, every prepper, every survivalist should have one in their bags no matter what. You will come a time when you might forget something. This book has everything in it, okay? If you're not adapt to the edible foods outside or the trees, so if you're confused, also I recommend carrying Foods for Free. Okay, this is by Collins Gem as well, and also by Collins Gem is a book on trees. Now, you probably think, why trees? Well, each tree has different properties for fire lighting as well. Some trees are quicker burning, some trees are slower burning. So you need to understand what trees are good for what, and also for bone making and things like that if you get into that. Carry a whistle. Whistle again is if I'm in danger or I'm injured and I need to attract attention quickly and as fast as possible. So this is a signalling device, okay? Fishing hooks. I've put fishing hooks in here, pure reason if I feel that I'm going to be longer, up to 72 hours plus, and I do run out of food, I've got a means of catching fish. I've got paracord in here which I can just take a bit of paracord off, put a hook on, a little bit of bait, and away you go, you've got a fish. Obviously, us fishermen, you know, it's a little bit more harder than that. Right. In each of my bags, okay, even my young ones, always carry a portable cooker. Okay, we tend to a little tiny portable. They're only 4 or 5 quid in the shop. They're not that expensive, and they do the job. I mean, you don't really need to carry the pans unless you're bugging out in your car, your vehicle, which you're bad to store more. However, you know, a portable cooker like this is fine. It's not a problem. Again, you can buy stove fuels, very, very cheap. They come in, I'll just quickly show you. They come in block form, okay? Or I've bought little tiny ones, okay? Little circle ones. They burn probably about 15 minutes, these big ones. Just enough to boil water, again, for purification. If you're low on water, you can use the rivers for purification. You must boil water, just remember that. Right. Paracord. Again, this paracords, I think the paracord's about 10-15 feet in here. I've also got another paracord in my main area where I use for my tarp. I've got about 30 foot in that one, so it's very, very important. Paracord is one of the essential parts of your kit. It's got 1,001 reasons that you need this. You can use it for everything and anything. To make shelter, to make traps, even you can use it to gather water as well by running it off the rocks. You can soak it up and gather water, so very, very important to have. Going into the main compartment, okay. Again, what I'm trying to express is that I may have all this stuff, but again, some people might have totally different stuff to what I do, and that's perfectly fine. They've got their reasons for it, which again I understand. You know, everybody's different, everybody has a reason why they've got it. Main compartment. I carry 4 big candles, or big-ish. They've got about an 8-hour burn time. Okay. Reason why I carry candles is again for light. If the torches break or they run out, I've got a light source. I've got a constant burn as well, so I don't need to start a fire when I've got a candle. I can use the fire from the candle to start a fire, which is very, very good, especially in the cold nights when you struggle to light a fire, which is very bad. Again, I've got my food. This pasta, I mean this is from Asda again, smart price. You can pick them up for 20, 30p. Again, you don't have to spend, you know, 2 or 3 quid. Still the same job, still does the same thing. Remember what I said about the paracord? This is my other paracord, okay? It's probably about 30 feet long. It's very, very good. Now we're going to go into some of the medication now as well. So it's very, very important medication. I carry multivitamins. Again, if you're prolonged and you're out for a very, very long time and you lack of food, making sure that you get the right dosage of vitamins into your body is very, very important. So I make sure I carry these at all times with me. Just in case, you know, I might go a day or two without food, I'm still getting the vitamins that I need in my body. Very, very important. Again, going back to the freeze, okay, you always got to have a means of lighting, 3 ways of lighting, 3 ways of purifying water, 3 ways of making shelter, and so forth and so forth. Okay, I've got my 3 ways, okay, lighter, matches, okay, and then you've got the flint. Obviously, these 2 ways, if you're not used to making fire by using one of these, okay, these are very simple, okay, again, be careful, okay, because fire is dangerous, but it also keeps you alive as well. Come to that in a minute. Right, my first aid kit. Okay, I'll quickly pan this over so you can see. You might not see my head for 2 seconds, but my first aid I tend to keep all in here. Okay, again, it contains all my medication. I do suffer from some type of problem, but obviously I'm not going to disclose that. So I've got, you probably think why, I've got anti-diarrhea capsules. Again, if you're out and about and you're in survival mode, you might eat something that is terribly, terribly bad, and you do not want to suffer from diarrhea out in the forest. Not good. It's not good. I always carry paracetamol, aspirin. Okay, I did 2 seconds. Okay, eye rinse. Again, if you're chopping wood or doing anything like that to make fire, you might get something in the eye and you want something to clean out. Okay, so always carry this with you. Very handy, and you probably can pick them up for about 2 quid now, so it's not a problem. Very cheap. Now this is my resuscitate thing. Okay, it's a breathing aid. Okay, so if one of my kids or anybody cannot breathe, I use this to perform CPR. I carry this with me all my time when I'm going down the streets. I am emergency first aider, a qualified first aider, so I can use this. So I'd recommend anybody that is emergency first aid always carry this all the time. Okay. I have assortment of plasters. My kids tend to cut themselves quite a lot, so I do have assortment of plasters. Okay, so quite a lot there. I have large size dressings. Okay, I have 4 of these again. I think they cost me about £1 each, probably, something like that. Again, just to show you, paracetamol, and I carry ibuprofen as well. Just in case, obviously, you have got a really, really bad headache, lack of water, you get dehydrated. Obviously, I hate headaches and migraines. Are not good when you're surviving because you get tired and lethargic a lot. Right, my last compartment. Okay. Again, out in the open, you're very, very cold. I always carry these. These are 3 emergency blankets. There is more in the other girls' prepping stuff, but I carry 3. Again, the 3 rule. But emergency blankets are basically sheets of tin foil. They're only used for survival, only used for emergencies. If you have got a sleeping bag or anything like that, and then use that rather than these, because these could save your life one day. Always, just a reminder, always keep one of these as well in your car. You never know when you break down or there's an accident and you're stuck for several hours, excuse me, in a car. This again will keep you warm, very important. The last item is my TCP. Now, there will come a time, you probably will never say that you will, there will come a time when you cut yourself badly. This is the time to stick it on. It's an antiseptic, it stings like mad, but it will stop you from getting an infection. Very, very, very good. Well, that is about it of what are in my bag. Again, it's going to be totally different for everyone, and I completely understand. This video was mainly to get people, the public and the community, an idea of what to carry. Again, for preppers that have done this for a while, that have got a bug-out bag, please leave a comment, or even the public leave a comment for any questions that they have. And again, just like my page and subscribe to it. Well, hope to see you in my next video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. This is Camera Prepper signing off.